Alright, everybody, welcome back to the video. I wanted to get a banger out there. I hope this reaches the right audience. I just finished Invincible myself yesterday, and I thought of this banger concept watching that Conquest versus Mark duel. There will be some spoilers for the show slash comic, because I already a spoiler technically on screen, but it's a minor one. Who cares? Anyways, we will be comparing some Viltrumites to UFC fighters. This is some banger content before the filler era begins. Right off the bat, Invincible, Mark Grayson is Charles Oliveira. Now, both of them, they may get knocked down, beat up, all bloodied up. But they always lock in and get the win when they need it most. We don't talk about the Islam fight. That was AI. Both are motivated to win because of their families and loved ones. In Mark's case, he thinks of like Eve, Oliver, and Debbie. Whereas Oliveira, won the belt for his daughter, went on a crazy run at lightweight after having his daughter. I got to pay those bills. Both have had drastic appearance changes throughout their careers, with Oliveira getting tattoos and going the whole bleach blonde arc, with Mark going from his OG, yellow, light blue, and black with details of black suit, whereas Mark went all blue and black. Both developed kind of late. Oliveira wasn't able to do sports for most of his early life due to all his medical conditions, and Mark didn't get his powers till he was 17. That was a pretty decent comparison there. Let me know your guys' comparison in the comments. This one is like on the nose, on the spot, whatever the word is. Was it pin the tail on the donkey? This pinned it very hard. This is it. Omni Man, aka Nolan Grayson, is John Jones. Both are known for being extremely skilled and violent. Jones back in his roided up mid 20s, right? He was 25, 26 usually. Moving like Omni Man, bro. And then look at how Nolan's moving on the Flaxlands. That was like Jones versus Machida. You know what I mean? I know everybody cites that, but still, Jones, as much as I don't like him, he did move pretty violently. And he was actually pretty decent, except he was just abusing PDs the entire time. And he was kind of dirty. But still, both of these ride or die fan bases, no matter what they do, no matter what evil, typo there, no matter what evil happens, they will always have Glazers who will defend every single. Well, maybe not Omni-Man, but John Jones. People will always defend John Jones for some weird reason. Both of their fan bases overrate them and glaze them so much, so it makes it kind of hard to like them. I mean, people say Omni-Man beats Superman. He does not. He doesn't even solo his own verse. Not even a hot take. If you disagree with that, you're just dumb. John Jones as well. I mean, he's good. I definitely wouldn't say he's the GOAT, but he's good. Top three, undeniably. Just people act like this guy is some unbeatable, unstoppable machine, as if he wasn't going life or death with Reyes and wasn't having a close fight with Santos and didn't DQ Anthony Smith. You know what I mean? Both want to portray these images of great family men, or family oriented, all this heroes. Jones stands up against bullies and the American healthcare system and all that. But in actuality, there's some evil amongst there. There's some skeletons in the closet. There's a lot of rage, a lot of anger that comes out for these two. Omni-Man kills the Guardians of the Globe, obviously. Tries to take over Earth, does that whole arc, and Jones has all of his criminal history. Very interesting comparison. I thought I pretty apt comparison there. This one I think is honestly the one that's most on the nose. Thaddeus, right? I believe it would be Thaddeus. Is Frank Shamrock. Both are quote unquote betrayers, although it's for a reasonable cause given the UFC's kind of evil monopolistic nature. They bought out all the regional scenes, they bought out Pride, they bought out Strike Force, they bought out WEC, they swallowed all the competition, bought all the regional fights. They have just like monopoly in MMA, which in a sense is kind of unethical because they're giving grown men with families, 10 and 10. I'm not here to complain about fighter pay. It's not the type of video, but still, the monopoly is kind of crazy. It's like Viltrum's empire, and that he has stopped due to Viltrum's constant mistreatment of the galaxy and all the enslavement they've been doing. Now, both of them have been forgotten by their respective empires. The empire of the UFC versus the Viltrum empire. Frank is not in the UFC Hall of Fame, despite having a crazy resume. What is it? 5 title defenses, right? 5, yeah, he's 5 title defenses. He's not even in the record books. I don't think he's like disappeared from existence. They don't even acknowledge that he exists. But Ken is the golden boy. It's very interesting. I'm not here to do none of those videos still. I like Ken. I like both. I like Ken and Frank. More of a Frank guy. Lean to Frank, to be honest. But that's just how it goes. And then Thaddeus, not being pursued further by Viltrum after he left, disappeared. All that. Both are formerly formidable warriors. Frank was one of the first modern MMA fighters. He had cardio. He had boxing. He had the shoot style of wrestling. He had it all. He was very well rounded. And Thaddeus also was apparently a formidable warrior in his own right. But it's been 16 years since Frank last competed, and Thaddeus is more of a diplomat. Trying to build a war against the Viltrums or the Viltrum Empire. Now both uplift others. Thaddeus training up Alan, giving him words of encouragement, healing him. He's really helping out Alan. It's his new focus instead of being a warrior. and that's helping lead a rebellion against Viltrum. Whereas Frank is more of a coach and motivational speaker now, and less of a fighter. And he's apparently be even less involved in coaching, and he's more just a travel motivational speaker, which is a pretty good role for him. I think it's a pretty sick idea. I love when fighters are able to use their voice and their personalities to make money instead of just relying on fighting. It's kind of sad what's happening in the GFL and all that stuff. Not one of those videos, my bad. This one really started the whole video. Conquest is Randy Couture. They are the definition of effective unks. They're unks and they're effective unks. I was going to say Jim Miller, but I just think with the haircut and everything, Randy Couture, he just matches the build as well to a T. Randy Couture captured a title at 43 years old and retired at 48, and Conquest was conquering planets in his late 5,000s until the run ended at 6,000 years old. That's kind of insane. That's insane longevity here. I don't even talk about it. You mean both did it for the love of the game. Randy didn't need to make that comeback in 2008. He was already Randy Couture. He was established. He was a legend. He was a vet. He was this. He didn't need it, but he loved fighting so much he came back. Conquest didn't need to fight Mark. He didn't need to add Earth to his resume. He was already Conquest. He was already feared amongst the Viltrum Empire. Everyone knew him as Conquest. He didn't even have a name. But yet Conquest did it. He went toe-to-toe with an adrenaline-filled teenager. A formidable task for anybody. Both got beat by the younger man. Randy got beat by the Lyoto, who was 15 years younger, and Conquest got beat by Mark. I'm gonna put my notes here. What was it? 5,900. I'm stalling 82. That was my guess originally. Crazy, I remember that. Both got a very gritty style. Conquest focuses on these big, heavy, pummeling blows, slams, throws, big punches, slaps. It's very gritty. It's not like Omni-Man who likes to flirt around with speed. Now, yes, Conquest is very fast, but he likes to get up close and personal. And Randy, same thing, likes to bite down on the mouthpiece, get up close and personal. The clinch work, the uppercuts, the hooks. He likes to get in there with the clinch, really put some pressure on people, really pound on them. It's hard, it's gritty, it's tough. It burns a lot of stamina, gasses you out, but Randy's still in for it. And on top of that, he has the wrestling game. Kind of like the bear hug that Conquest pulled off, which broke Mark ribs, Randy's got those really brutal takedowns, that brutal clinch game. It's very up close and personal, very gritty. Very good comparison. Probably the best comparison of the entire video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on these comparisons. You could think they're fire, I think they're trash. I only put about a study block's worth of thought into this. About 70 minutes. Now, Thrag, someone said Khabib, but I'll say why I did not do Khabib. Thrag is Alex Pereira. Let's just ignore what happened with Ankalaev. Let's just still act like he's the champion. Good job, Ankalaev. Ankalaev Glazers, you can leave now. Both are just freaks of nature. Thrag is naturally the strongest Viltrumite. Beyond the training and being like a living weapon, he is still the strongest Viltrumite biologically. And Pereira is a 6'5" monster. Look at the size of his hands, the size of his head, all the power he has. He's just insane. 233 pounds, 6'5". Don't care, it says 6'4", 6'5". Both are extremely well trained, given Pereira is a Hall of Fame kickboxer with a future UFC Hall of Famer Glover Teixeira in his corner, and Pereira has basically been training since he was born, basically. They're both kind of aura farmers. Find a panel where Thrag doesn't try to stand there and look hard, and Pereira would low-key go non-verbal and aura farm quite a bit, if you really think about it here. It's not that he doesn't speak English, he just wanted to aura farm. It worked, had tons of aura, but still, he's an aura farmer. Both have extremely strong old men and unknown barbers who give absolutely clean lineups with them. In Alex's case, it's Glover, and in Thrag's case, it's Conquest. I thought that really tied the comparison together beyond the being well-trained freaks of nature. Alex has an old man, Thrag has an old man. And the barber thing, I tried to look at who Alex Pereira's barber is. I know I've seen videos of him cutting himself, but there's no way he always gives that clean of a lineup. It's a pretty respectively clean lineup, given he has the giant stone head, you know what I mean? Thrag also will never know that man's barber. The barber already has memes, bro, ain't even appeared yet. We have potential suspects as his barber. His barber is more of a mysterious character than like Tech Jacket, like actual characters in the show. Thrag's barber, who probably doesn't even exist. Let's be real here. Thrag was probably just born that clean. Because again, he's supposed to be like the biologically quote unquote perfect Viltrumite or all that crap. He's supposed to be like the Viltrumite. It's quite an interesting idea to explore. But the reason why I didn't say Khabib, if you take away Khabib's Dagestan wrestling, I know that sounds like an Anthony Smith take, but if you take it away, he's an undersized welterweight. Whereas if you take away Alex Pereira's kickboxing, he's still 6'5" with giant stone hands and a giant head and all that, all those stuff that Joe Rogan talks about. He's still an absolute freak of nature, and that's kind of the approach I went with. Originally, I had John Jones in this category, and I had Yuri as Omni-Man because, like, they have iconic mustache, Yuri's iconic hair. They both wear red short, red costumes. Both have very violent and unique styles of fighting. Omni-Man likes to do that signature, like, Viltrum float, as I call it, where they don't really fly. They just kind of float and push themselves forward. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Conquest did it. Omni-Man did it. I don't think Anissa did it. Maybe I just forgot about the whole Nissa thing. Maybe. You know what I mean, though. Overall, though, this was a very fun video. This is the most fun I've had making a video probably since I started the channel. I'll be real. This was very fun. Anyways, now that I hit the 10-minute mark, it was all a deliberate tactic to solve the 10 minutes, so it gets more than 20 views. Anyways, thanks for watching, and God bless. No exclamation point. Oh no. But still, God bless. Have a great day.